Now, we left off talking about regrets. When you said regrets, indeed, now I get to the point.
Yes.
Because I was trying to relate success with passion. But when you say regret, there's no successful life that, okay, we all regret one in one or the other.
Yes.
But, you know, things that are not major. Because when something is very major and you're regretting it, success is far from you, surely.
Definitely.
Wow. So all along I thought success is money, is the having buildings on high street, traveling. Kumbe, I was mistaken.
Yeah, I think those things are very important, by the way. We all want to have that kind of, you want to have, personally, I want to have a financial freedom.
Yeah.
And that is something that I'm also working on every single day. Yes, we have, like I told you, a program called Money Hygiene.
I want to tap into that after. You have to tell us where to find you. What do we pay to join the program?
Yes, and definitely that program also came out of, you know, like you said, the many mistakes that we make.
Yeah.
I've made many mistakes
with money.
And I realized, okay, financial literacy or financial education is something that we don't actually get in school.
No, we don't.
And I did accounting, I did finance, but financial literacy starts actually from you, and it starts from it's a personal responsibility.
Yes.
You behave yourself into financial freedom.
Yes.
You
yes,
see,
sir.
it is a behavior.
It's a discipline.
It is a discipline.
Yeah.
You know, it is something. Yes, as much as you pray and do whatever, but there has to be that wisdom and that discipline that guides you there. So I think for me that is basically what
also important.
What is so important in that regard.
Financial discipline, wanange.
Yeah, where were we?
We're talking about success, and then of course also having finances.
Yes.
It's good to be able to do what, like you said, if you're mentoring people and you're discipling people, but then you also have this other maybe job that requires you to be present.
Yes.
So you realize that, because most times actually, let me just say it, sometimes you have a purpose. Most people have also been called into ministry.
Yes.
But the money, people are chasing money.
Exactly.
And then you're working maybe Monday to Saturday. If people are saying, let's go and preach the gospel here, you don't have that time because you're looking for money. So I think financial freedom is very important also in having this other time to do God's work.
Finances are important, and we look at that. I have what I call the hand of joyful life. And I know we will talk about maybe, a balanced life and all those different things.
Yes.
And you see, finance is one of those things that is very important.
Yeah.
I actually call it financial health. It's among the different kinds of types of health that you need. You know, spiritual health, financial health, and all those other different
health and
So financial health is very important. When you're not financially healthy, you might not actually go to the length that you need to be able to go to.
Yeah, sure.
There is no ministry, and I would say that for good, there is no ministry that can be able to be effective in preaching the word and in impacting their communities without money. It will be difficult. It will be challenging, you see. In my own particular ministry life, I am here because there are brothers and sisters that put together resources to be able to plant the church here in Mbarara. It came with, people looking. That's why we're talking about purpose, because now when God gives you money, what is it? Is it for you to go buy this big bungalow or whatever and just live there? Or you actually also are investing it in a place where you are actually investing it in eternity.
Yeah.
You see? So when God gives you money, gives you an abundance, I think the most important thing is, why has He blessed you? You have to ask yourself, why has He blessed you? Is it for me to indulge and live in whatever, or it is actually to use it for God's purposes? You see, when money is not evil in itself. No,
it's not.
What it does is that it does two things. It reveals
who you are,
and then multiplies who you are. Reveals and multiplies. So it reveals the kind of person that you are.
That you have been all along.
Yes, yes. One preacher says actually that we there are many people that would like to sin, but they can't afford it.
Can't afford to sin.
Yes, because
Hey, sin has become expensive.
Yeah, it takes a cost.
Yeah,
it takes a cost for you to go out there and drink and whatever.
That's serious.
It is costly to go and indulge in different kinds of things. There are sins where you have to pay
money to be able to sin.
To be able to sin. And people can't afford it, so now they become merry and humble.
We think,
so it just reveals who you are and then multiplies you. So when someone who is generous gets money, becomes rich and wealthy and has abundance, they become more generous. They're able to now their generosity is multiplied. They're able to help 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 people. When someone who is they love women. And so, so it is also multiplied in that, kind of way. If they are sadists, if they are whatever, it just reveals them and then multiplies them. So like, hey, I didn't know this person was like this. He's just prideful like this. Hey, he got some kamane.
Very powerful. That's serious. But the unfortunate bit is that sometimes they can't afford to sin. So now, you're the right person to ask. Because you're working, you're in ministry, you're a family man. Is there something, is it possible to have a work-life balance? Is it even there? Or it's just a myth?
It's a myth. Is it a myth? Is it there?
Yes, is it possible to have a balance?
I'll give you my view and then you can decide.
Yeah.
But I think, work-life balance is a buzzword these days. It is also, I think, one of the most misunderstood words of this day and age.
Yeah.
It's like you said, we wear many hats. Even you wear many hats. You are,
I do.
in all over the place.
Yes, I am.
And it's difficult. J.R. Tolkien, the author of Lord of Rings, says the most amazing decision that you have to make in this world is the decision on how to spend the time that you've been given.
Sit down, decide, I'll be doing this and
that is the most amazing, that is the most powerful decision that each one of us has to do. What do I use with the time that I have been given? I have this, if you look at your hand, for most of us that are fortunate to have the 5 fingers.
And the hand itself.
And the hand itself.
Yeah.
So this is what I call the hand of joyful life. And so on this hand, you see you have different fingers. So this is what I call your spiritual life.
It is short.
Yeah, it is short, but you see it is the one that holds everything together.
Oh, yeah.
It is, you cannot, you need it. You might do away with some of this, but this one is actually very important. It holds, it is what you see as, in many different places, the anchor and everything.
Yeah.
You see. So it is important.
Yeah.
But you can also put it anywhere. It's not cast in stone.
But it would be nice if it was here.
It would, in my own view, it would be nice if it was here. So this is your spiritual life. This is your connection with God. This is the vertical relationship that you have with your maker, with your manufacturer. And then second, it is your health life. And this health life here includes 2 things. It includes your health, physical, and then your mental well-being. Mental well-being also these days has become something that most people are actually creating a lot of awareness about and need to be very important. And then number 3, you have your family life. So you have your spiritual, health, family. I put health here because you see, if you're not healthy, you cannot be able to take care of your family and other things. You see. Then number 4, you have your financial life.
Yes.
And then your financial life, that is where now you have your vocation, you have your job, you have your business, you have, these different things. Most people would call it financial capital. And then number 5 is your relational life. The relationships
social
that
capital,
you have.
friends, family.
Social
okay,
capital,
there's family.
Whatever. Family, this is your closest.
Yeah,
this
the nuclear
closest,
one.
Yeah, the nuclear
But then
one.
there's this extended family.
Yes, then there is the extended family, but also other different lives.
Yeah.
This also would include your life in many different places. Your life at work, what we would call the EE and ER. EE is your employer, employee relationship, and your ER is your employer relationship, the employee relationships that are happening
with the rest
around,
of the
with the rest of the group.
Yeah.
So you see, these 5 things are what I call, for us to have what we call a balanced life. This is probably what you're looking at. Now, for me, work-life balance is not having equal time for all things.
It's not possible.
And that is what most people kind of say. They're like, they look at work-life balance as maybe a weight scale. On one side, you have your life, and guess what is in your life? You have
I want to know, what is it?
You have your family there, you have your
my free time,
you have
my
your me time,
vacation.
you have your
There's
all those
no
different
work.
kinds of things. There is no work.
Yeah.
And then on this other side,
There's
you
work.
have everything that falls between what we call your SOB and COB.
What is that?
SOB is start of business.
And end of business.
And close of business. COB. So what happens in between that SOB and COB is now your work life.
Yes.
And that includes projects, it includes businesses, it includes deadlines, it includes meetings, it includes targets,
and
it includes field work, it includes all those things.
Yes.
So for you to say that, okay, a pendulum here, it is swinging at the same time.
Yeah.
And equal time, it is going to be difficult. So it is not about equal time apportioned to all those different kinds of life. I would like to just, even for our viewers, to say, my own take in this particular kind of way is to consider what, these English terms that we have are sometimes originating from Greek words.
Yes.
So the Greeks have 2 words that they use for time. And you see all these different things, we have to look at them in the continuum of time.
Yes.
So time, according to the Greeks, they kind of categorize it in 2 ways. And these 2 ways are 2 brother words. One is chronos and another one is kairos. So kairos is time, is the way that is the quality of time. It is the way we look at time. It is, the opportunities that you get. It is those moments that give you the, wow, this is amazing,
Yeah.
That is kairos. Chronos in the other way is the, linear time. It is the days that we have, the months that we have. So basically,
So kairos are the moments.
Yeah, the moments.
Like, I remember that time, it was nice. So that's kairos.
Yes.
Then chronos is, today is Monday, tomorrow is Tuesday, Wednesday.
Yes. And so we have to understand that, chronos is time that today, for example, is the 30th, Friday the 30th
of August.
August 20th. We will never have another day like this.
Yeah.
It has passed, it will pass, it will move. So it is linear. We go from here to here. But cross is cyclical. It is those opportunities, you will have them. You might miss it now, but it will come again. So then now you position yourself in kind of getting that. So for us to have that work-life balance, I think for me it is to understand, number one, that we have to respect chronos.
Yes.
And no, first and foremost, we have imbalances in our life because sometimes we don't appreciate that chronos time.
Yes. Yeah.
We arrive at work late. We do our work late.
So now the deadline has come.
And then instead of now being at home, now we are
You're still at work, catching up.
And by the way, besides that, when you wake up in the morning, God gives you what I normally term as bandwidth, mental bandwidth.
That's a new one. So it's a fresh morning.
Yes, it's a fresh morning.
The mind is fresh and
great. And you see, the good thing with that mental bandwidth is that you increase it or deplete it.
It's my responsibility.
Yes. You increase it with doing things that actually are going to give you what Abraham Maslow calls self-actualization or fulfillment.
Yeah.
So when you're doing something that is going to add you to your purpose, again, we are coming back to the purpose of all those different things. It is contributing positively. Man, it's great. That is why you get to the day and you're like, man, how has the day passed?
I know.
You still have more energy to do this particular kind of work. You're also doing something that you love and all those different kinds of things.
Yeah.
But also, it is also depleted by doing things that do not add up to what it is that we've set our mind to be able to do. For example, in the morning you set your time, I'm going to go to work, I'm going to do A, B, C, and D. But along the work, someone has sent a WhatsApp, so you look at it. That WhatsApp
Took my time.
took your time. It got into a YouTube video. We are also on YouTube.
Yes.
It got to a YouTube video. Then now that led to another video. That then now your YouTube algorithm tells you that you also need to see this video because it is the same as this other video.
One.
And then before you know it, it's taken you 30. That one click has taken you 30 minutes off your work. So what does that communicate to your mind? Man, how do I now catch up with this 30 minutes? You see? So you see your bandwidth is now starts to deplete. You get stressed. You're running after time. You're running after time all the time. You're running after time, running after time. You're running after time. And then at the end of the day, you're so tired. You get home and you don't have any more bandwidth left for your family, for your husband, for those that are married, for putting in other different things. You can't go to the gym maybe to work out or go out to do something because guess what? You've now already spent all your bandwidth. And the only thing you're thinking about is, can I just recharge?
Yeah.
Can I sleep? Can I get through this? You missed deadlines or you were late and your supervisor also has become a problem or something like that. So we appreciate that Chronos time.
Yeah.
I had a CFO. This guy would arrive in office at 7 a.m. and by midday he would have cleared his desk. And by midday, when other people are now trying to catch up, he's already. Actually, people used to say, at midday, when you hear music from his office, then now he has finished
his work. Wow.
So he'll have lunch, and then now he'll have the rest of the afternoon to just do his own things, to read, and catch up, and people would be like, how do you do it? And you'd just be telling you guys, the 2 hours that I am here before you, guess what? He's like, you guys try to come here at 7 a.m. It is so quiet. It is so great. It is, you have a quiet time, your mind is able to work so faster. And especially in Marara, one of the challenges I think I've had is people are never on time.
Is it just Mbarara? You be honest. Vananga, you be honest. Is it just Mbarara?
Mbarara, it is a bit worse, to be honest. We go for meetings and people are arriving at, African time.
I came on time, just for your information.
Yes.
Yeah.
In my own space of time, I really don't want to be late. I don't want to make someone wait for quite a long time.
Yes.
So that's why. So we have to appreciate Chronos, and Chronos is something that will whip you if you do not.
Yes, if you don't respect it. Yeah.
Then
to catch up on you.
Exactly. And then for that work-life balance, Kairos. Now we have to capture those moments. Your children are going to be at school for 8 hours. You're going to be at work for 8 hours. But how are you going to capture those moments when you're together for those 2 hours?
For those 2 hours.
One of the things that we actually train parents to do is to create a digital playbook in their homes. So a digital playbook is how are we going to use technology when we are together at home? Because guess what? With the business that is happening around us right now, we have our time to spend together is becoming shorter and shorter and shorter.
Yes.
And guess what? For some of us, because of work and other challenges, our children are even in boarding school, where we only get to see them like now for 3 weeks.
And they're back.
So how am I going to carry those moments when I'm together with them?
To maximize.
Guess the thing that comes in between us most of the time. Technology. It is this guy here. The phone, the TV,
the computers. Yeah.
So one small nugget. Make the most of family dinners and family meal times.
Yeah.
In my own, and I'm lucky that I'm basically working in the ministry, so I get to spend a lot of time with my children, with my wife, because guess what? For me, work-life balance is actually priorities. That Chronos time is only able to be captured if we prioritize our lives. As you can see how I put together these different things. That is sometimes what I feel like we need to weigh down our priorities on. You're never going to spend the equal time in all these places, but you can basically
maximize on the moments.
Yeah, maximize on the moments, and you can also prioritize Prioritizing doesn't mean that you spend most of the time, but you spend the most quality time with the people that you love the most. So when we are at home, yes, we have to be available and present.
Yeah.
We can be available
And not present.
we can actually be present physically but not available for them. Your children are calling you
And you're on the...
and you're not available. You're there physically, they can see you, but man, we don't feel you. We don't feel it. And the challenge is the phone. So meal times. We have in our family what we call a TV jail and phone jail during meal time.
Okay.
I'm sure people are taking notes.
Yeah, you lock them up. Okay.
So we don't particularly put them in a particular cell or whatever.
But you put them off.
We put them away.
Yeah.
You see. Did you know, by the way, in research that if you're working, even you, try it. If you get to your desk and you put your phone a few miles away, your productivity will increase by 20%. And actually put it upside down. A few meters away where you cannot
reach it easily.
Yeah. It increases your productivity.
20%.
20%.
It's a big percentage.
It's a big percentage.
I recently read I read a book called Digital Cocaine. This guy is telling us where we're going with technology is not, it's not going to be funny at all.
Exactly.
Like the way people get addicted to cocaine, the same what are they called, things in the brain, like the way the brain reacts when you're addicted to cocaine is the same way it reacts when you're addicted to the phone. In that now when the children that are used with phones and TV, if you switch it off, they throw a tantrum, they want to close themselves out, like they have that withdrawal syndrome, like as if you've taken away a drug from someone. And it was unfortunate. Yeah.
So phone jail, TV jail. In our house, we don't watch TV while eating.
Yeah.
The TV is off. We have our time. We talk about our day. So when we come to the dining table, my children will even ask me, how was your day today? So we talk about your day.
Yeah.
And if the highs and lows, and we are looking in each other's faces. We have no distractions. And that might be a small 30 minutes, but it means so much. It adds so much connection.
Yeah. So for context, how old are your children?
My eldest is 9. Will be turning 10 in December, in November. Sorry. And then I have a 6-year-old, a 4-year-old, and 1 and 9 months.
Because we have parents who'll be like, now, what discussion am I going to have with a 9-year-old or with a 6-year-old?
Exactly.
So, yeah.
Just asking them, how was your day? Can you tell me, how was your day? Might be, my day was fine. But can you share with me what you loved about the day, what you didn't love? You'd be amazed what children...
did you eat? Yeah.
Yeah. When my children, especially like now my 4-year-old, when I talk about what was your day, because we've been doing it for a long time. Yes, he's now moved to now trying to also understand, because one of the things we also try to teach our children is how to be able to articulate the emotions that they have.
Yeah.
Sadness, anger, whatever. Because by articulating them and getting to name them, it's easy for them now to deal with them in a way that is actually very constructive. So they're able to find out, today I think I was angry at this neighbor of mine or whatever. So now the biblical context of that also might come through or whatever, but we are trying to understand them, not just hit them with the Bible. Yeah. So they will talk about things like what they ate. For the young ones, they will tell you, hey, today we ate this, we ate this, we ate, because that is what their day is. Exactly. We play like this, and you laugh about it, whatever about it. Some of those discussions might be difficult for you to go through because, again, we are in hurry. Yeah. We are in hurry. Whatever. We are in hurry. But just take time and listen to them. And as you go along, you realize, for you, it's not about what they say, but it's about that connection that you'd like
that
to have
time
with them.
Someone said that for children, they interpret time as love and care.
Exactly.
When you don't give them time, they don't think that you love them. Actually, I've realized some other parents have said it, but even myself.
Yes.
your children will be outside playing, and then someone just come check on you, like, hi, mommy, and then they'll go back and play. But just they'll come and know that you're there and go back about their business. But they like you to be present.
Okay.
So what I've learned, I've been schooled.
Eye contact.
So work-life balance is that there's no way you're going to give each thing the same time. But what you can do is capitalize on the moments. When you have that 2 hours, 1 hour, make the most of it. And then when you go to work, also maximize so that you don't have to carry work home.
Yes.
So that you don't have to be late. And when also make time for your family. Be home early before they sleep.
Because guess what? You see, on this continuum, your work comes in like number something.
Yeah, surely.
So the priority is very important there. But now people would ask, how do I prioritize when I have little time? The answer is little time with my children.
Oh,
the answer is in those moments.
Yeah.
Is in putting down the phone and actually talking them straight on. Most of us, we talk to our
minutes.
children.
Yeah. Yes, you're saying what?
No, just put it down and just talk to them.
How unfortunate one.
Yes, that eye contact shows priority. Remember, it's not, you're telling them, the phone is not priority, it is you, it is that connection that I need with you.
I've heard of stories about people who have lived successful lives and on their deathbed or when they've grown. Today, I think it's today morning, I was talking to my husband and we're talking about that time.
Yes.
And you're saying there's nothing sad or disappointing to wake up one day and you're 70 or you're 50 and you realize that your children didn't make it. They didn't become someone. Yes, of course, there's sometimes we might do all and still, but there's when you've not done it and you know that you've not done what you should have done.
Yes.
And you have that regret. And you were telling me the same happened with Mandela, the president of South Africa. And he was away for 27 years in prison. And then he was like, one thing that I regret is that my children didn't make it. Like, I did not raise them to be better people in society, to be responsible citizens, So people who have been on their deathbed, who are grown, they realize that now you realize family was, like you said, this is spiritual and family. It's God, family, God, family. Okay, health and then family. Yes, health is important, but family. So you realize that at the end of the day, and these children grow very fast.
Very fast.
Very fast. If only we could, first give them time. Like you said, you have to respect the chronos. A time will come when it is late. So also realize that they are actually growing. Someone my baby was very little just yesterday. And today, he's speaking words and I'm like, now you've grown, Banang.
Yes.
So, wow, I've been schooled. Honestly, I'm going to rewatch this video. I don't know if people watch their own videos, but I'm going to rewatch it again. So, as we try to wind up, I want us to talk about relationships. And for starters, is there someone in your life that has probably impacted your life much, significantly? What can you tell us about them?
Yes, I've had several people that have really, I think for me, that question normally is difficult because I can't point to one particular person. So my earliest, of course, formation as a man, as a person was my dad. Like any other person, I think growing up, my dad was like this amazing, I can't find enough
words to describe.
Words or verbs or whatever adjectives to describe him.
Yeah,
my
English
dad
fails you.
Yes. My dad was not a rich man. He was a middle income kind of person. He didn't have a big job. And he made every effort to take us to school.
Yeah.
With the little that he had, he was so passionate about education. When I was in my primary, I had all the best textbooks. My SST teacher used to joke around and say, every time I think I have bought the newest textbook,
and then
Hillary has it. And so
oh God.
there's a time in his life where he was so dedicated to taking us to school. He would not sleep if he knew that maybe you're not in school.
Yeah.
And also he was so exposed. He'd traveled many different places. He'd worked in many different places. We actually lived here in Mbarara in the 1980s.
Oh.
You said I'm not so old.
You're not.
I've been trying to locate the place where we used to stay.
Bam, you know the name?
I don't even know the name, but I have some pictures.
Yeah.
So he was exposed. So at an early age, we were watching movies that were, he would even school us and tell us, this is this.
Yeah.
So he was an exposed man. So I grew up wanting to be like my dad. And so he's in the knowledge that he had, the books that he used to read, he was an amazing man.
Yeah.
And then spiritually, I've been also mentored by different people, but I think one name stands out. A former evangelist in Kampala, Richard Ahenda, is a church minister that was not just a minister but a brother and a spiritual father.
Yeah.
So this is the man that actually taught me what I know about Christ. He called me into the full-time ministry. He married me. He taught me to dream big for God. And also taught me to be a man after God's heart. So I think he is the next person that has had a big impact in my life. When I look at the people that have had a big impact in my life. Every single day, definitely, I'm always challenged by Jesus Christ, and I want to be the kind of person that he is. When you talk about work-life balance, I mean, Jesus had all that.
Balanced two things. He did.
What can you say? He had everything tied in there to the Chronos and Kairos, and then to his purpose where he was here.
Yeah.
And then, of course, my family every single day, they challenge me. My children challenge me every single day. When I respond with anger, they challenge me. They say, what's happening here? My wife challenges me to be a better man every single day, to be a better husband. So I would say it's a spectrum of people, and I happen to be in a church where we thrive on discipling as a family of Christ, where we have different specific people that are placed in our lives to be able to walk the journey on this Christian path together with us. So in that kind of family kind of setup, discipling setup, I've been so lucky that I have lived with men and women that have given me the environment to be open and not live in secrecy.
Yeah.
Sin and the devil, they thrive in secrecy. They put you in a particular corner where your little sin becomes your own sin. So I'm in a community where
you're accountable.
I am accountable, but also I know that I will say it as it is, and I won't be judged. I would actually be called higher to Christ. So I would say that is really what has been. For me, I think family, spiritual family.
And also the family.
My nuclear family that has been impactful in my life.
Yeah. So how would you advise someone, the people who are, maybe they're struggling with their relationships, both family and maybe spiritual, even social relationships. How would you advise someone to build and maintain those strong relationships? Yeah, because at the end of the day, life is about relationships. Yeah, so how would you advise someone? How can we? Some of us don't have many friends. We have like one or two. Hey, what should we do?
I think it's important for us to, in answering that question, to understand the culture that we are in, and what is impacting our culture. And right now, I think for me, our culture is being impacted in 5 different ways. I know I've given many 5 and 3s here.
It is well. We are understanding them. They are making sense.
Yes, and in these 5, number 1, we are moving into being influenced by the virtual world. So I would say, for lack of a better word, in technology terms, you are in technology. We kind of live like avatars. So this virtual world is creating, especially social media and all these different things, they kind of create a world that is not real.
A bubble, yeah.
Yeah, a bubble, thank you. What I call the virtual world. And so this bubble stops us from doing one important thing, self-reflection. So we don't take time to actually look at me
Ourselves.
and how I'm doing. And so that kind of helps you now to see the most important aspects of your life. Number two, the kind of culture that we are also in has created what I would like to term as mosaic thinking. Mosaic thinking is different from linear thinking. Our generations now, the millennials,
And the Gen Zs,
the Gen Zs and the alphas and whatever, we are growing up in a particular place where we are called to think in a mosaic way. What is a mosaic way? A mosaic way is characterized by multitasking and multi-distractions.
Yeah.
Okay. And so I'll bring it back to the question that you're asking me, these relationships. So when we understand the culture, then we understand why our relationships probably are not working as they should be. So that mosaic thinking now tells you that you can be here and do many different things
at the same time.
And then at the end of the day, what happens is that then you will have less productivity and you actually are not going to give time to the most important things in your life. Back in the day, people would think in linear ways. For me to move from A to C, I need to go through B.
Yeah.
But today we say, oh, I can jump from A to D and then move
go back to F and come back.
Which is difficult.
Yeah.
So, a virtual world, mosaic thinking. Then number three, our relationships are more transactional. It is in punk way. What do I get? You even ask yourself, yes, I'm going to do this interview. What is in it for me? What am I going to get?
Yeah. Wow.
You see, what am I going to get? You see, and so we kind of now live in a way where if I count the blessing that I'm going to get out of something, and unfortunately that is also what it is that we have in our spiritual walk with God.
Yeah.
It is transactional, not relational. And then the other one is we are busy. We are running after something.
Yeah.
You know. Then the fifth one is loneliness.
Loneliness.
Yeah, loneliness.
But we want to overcome the loneliness.
So our culture is creating a lot of loneliness because guess what? If you're not taking time to think and self-evaluate, if your relationships are transactional, you'll be lonely.
Yeah.
If you're always busy chasing something, you'll still be lonely.
Yeah.
See? And so that those five things, because they are unhealthy ways of coping, they take us away from
creating meaningful relationships. Wow. So I hope this train is not going to stop. As we wind up, I wanted to ask, I know you have many, but give me one thing that you're grateful to God for. You're like, for this I am grateful to God. And then I'll ask you just a few fun questions and we are gone. Yeah.
Wow. What I'm grateful for is life.
Amen. Yeah, sure. Without life?
Yeah, without life?
Nothing.
So.
Okay. So let me ask you just maybe 1-2 funny questions, just for fun. If you were stuck on an island or somewhere that you're going, or locked down in your home alone, and you were supposed to have one thing, just one, not many, not a person, one thing.
Hey, one thing, not a person.
Yes, not a person. Don't say my wife. No, one thing. What would it be?
It would be the Bible.
Well answered.
I would go with my Bible.
I thought you'd send a phone.
There are many different books that I really would like to take, but you gave me one.
I know.
So, out of those, yeah.
I'm thinking maybe I'll go with my phone. My phone has a Bible also.
Yes, it does. It does, but it will soon run out of battery.
I know, and I don't have a charger. Oh, God. Okay.
Yes.
So, one last question. If you were to have superpower, our kids watch cartoons and the superheroes are everywhere. If you are to be a superhero, what kind of superhero would you want to be? What superpower would you want to have, and why?
The ability to read minds.
Are you
So do you think that is
Yeah, it would be both nice and bad.
And bad.
But as usual, everything has an advantage and disadvantage. Yeah.
yes, I think sometimes of course, as a church minister, as a father, this whole parenting, I think that all of us are facing in our family
Yeah.
life. It kind of sometimes feels like if I could figure out this child of
Would be
mine,
better.
if I could, you know how many wives are saying, if I could figure out what this husband of mine is thinking, if I could figure out what this wife.
Yeah.
But of course, there is also another downside to it. Like, you'd also get to see what people are thinking.
Actually
that is not
thinking,
good,
yeah.
what they would. But also, superpowers are not, they have a good and bad.
And bad, yeah.
But I think that would what?
I think mine would be the ability to see the future.
Oh, wow.
I fear uncertainty. Unfortunately. Unfortunately, life is about uncertainty, but
Yes.
it makes me anxious. I don't know what to expect. I don't know what to do. So maybe if I saw in the future and saw what is coming, then I would prepare towards, I don't know, but we can only think and wish, but life is what it is.
Yes.
Thank you so much, Hillary. I've been
Welcome.
blessed. It's been a very meaningful conversation. We've
Amen.
got to know you, but also in the school. How many books have you read? Are you counting?
Many.
There are many. There are really many. We have been schooled. We have been.
And I'm learning. I'm also a student. So
Yeah, sure.
I'm also a student.
Yes. So, and I'm very, very, very happy for this conversation. I know that. I know my people will learn something. Surely, I've learned a lot, and I
Me
know they
too.
will learn. So, and then maybe to just as we conclude, you have talked about the hygiene, the money hygiene. Is it open for everyone to join? Is it a program that is paid for? What it is? What is it?
Yeah, so right now what I'm doing in Barara is actually to give what I would call free first level advice
Yeah.
and training, or what most people now call coaching,
Yeah.
in those different aspects. So we run those, the marriage program, the money hygiene program, and also the life purpose and leadership program
Yeah.
as a way of giving to the community and impacting our community. So there are different levels. So level one is where, yes, we will give you that training and that coaching for free. And then if you'd want to take it to the next level, now where you'd have maybe a one-on-one
Yeah.
kind of thing, and taking it further, that would also go maybe for different amounts of time or accountability and all that. Then that would need you now to step it up to the next level, and that includes the cost. Yes, but for most people, actually, the first level is even good for them because they get to unblock the different aspects. Because one of the things that we studied is your mind, the way you think about all these different things.
Yeah.
So, TFA, you're thinking, the way you feel and the way you act. So your thinking kind of leads your feeling leads your actions. So if you change your thinking, you find that the feeling will change and the action is
We
actually
also
change.
change.
And so we're thinking about money, we're thinking about marriage and all those things. And the thinking aspect also, because you're Christian based, also comes with that Christian aspect and biblical aspect of it, help you now have better feeling and then act in a good way. Yeah.
Okay. So if you want Hillary, see me. See me and you will be.
And of
the
course,
right hand.
I could give my
Yes, please.
my contact.
I will also link it down
we
below in
also
the
link it
description.
down.
Yes.
And as a bonus today, we'd also include the show notes in the description.
I don't know what show notes is.
Okay, what we talked about here, the major points.
Oh, okay.
We'll put them in a document
Yes.
that anyone can be able
Can
to
read
download
through.
and
Wow.
get to read
This is very, very nice.
the show notes.
Thank you. Thank you, Dr. Hillary. I promised I was going to go with Dr. Hillary.
So my social handles at Minister Hills on all the different social handles. That would be X, or formerly Twitter. That would be Instagram. On Facebook, I'm Hillary Musinguzi. And my phone contact will be in the show notes.
Yeah.
Money Hygiene at Money Hygiene and at Thriving to Be as One.
That's on Instagram?
On all
Or
different
still
social
on all social media?
media. You'll be able to get them.
Yeah.
Thank you.
So guys, please follow up. I tell you, I don't want you to start telling us we never had, we didn't know. Follow that gentleman, and I know that you'll not be left the same. Thank you so much for watching. It's been a blessing, and today we have been at Akasha Hotel on Cavalry Road opposite University Inn. It has a range of good services, accommodation, conference facilities, and also a good place for social events. They also have Acacia Country Inn in Kokonjeru. They have a variety of services, accommodation, conference facilities, restaurants, swimming pools, sauna, steam bath, gym, and huge gardens for wedding parties. Actually, if you have a wedding coming up soon, visit them at the Acacia Country Inn in Kokonjeru and you will be amazed. Do not miss their midweek live band on Wednesdays. They start at 8 p.m. until late if you'd love to stay. Thank you so much. It's been nice to have you, and until next time, bye-bye. God bless you.